What's happening, YouTube? So today I'm gonna hit y'all with a story time. This story time, if you haven't noticed the title, pretty sure you have, because that was probably even made you click the video. I didn't get into a fight, but I got into almost altercation behind my brother. Almost got into altercation behind my brother. I don't know why I'm mumbo jumping in my words right now. But anyways, so boom, I'm like second grade. I'm probably, how old are you? I'm like 7, 8. I think that's second grade, don't quote me. But I'm like 7, 8 years old. My brother, he's like right under me. So if I'm like 8. If I'm 8, he's 7. So we outside at the park playing, da-da-da-da-da, whoop-de-doo. I go with, I think I went in the house. I probably went in the house, used the restroom or something, but all I know is I went in the house. When I came back outside, so we lived in the same neighborhood as a couple of my cousins. To be honest, anywhere we moved at, where I'm from, we always had a cousin that was in that neighborhood, but nonetheless. So I come outside. My dad is outside. You know, I gotta give y'all visuals so y'all can see how everything went down. I'm trying to paint the picture, so rock with me. So boom, I go outside. My dad is in the front yard with he's getting off work or whatever. Oh no, was he getting off? I think it was the summer, but he was probably getting off work. He was standing outside with his homeboys or whatever. You know, people from work, they stand outside talking. But as I'm heading to the park, which is like literally, it's our backyard and the park is right behind our backyard, but I have to walk. I mean, I could go through the backyard, but either way, the way the gate goes out is still gonna end up coming from the front of the house, just on the side. So walk through the front door, go outside, go towards the park. As I'm going to the park, one of my cousins come up to me. She like, Tay, so-and-so, I don't even remember the girl name. We can call her Natalie. She was like, Natalie trying to fight your brother. And my little brother's name is, his nickname, well, I'm gonna say his name. My little brother's name is Jaheem. I have 2 little brothers, but the one right under me, his name is Jaheem. So she's like, Natalie trying to fight Jaheem. I'm on alert. One thing about it, as an older sister, when it comes to my younger siblings, I'm not playing no games at all. At all. Behind my brothers, shit get wicked. So boom. So as soon as she say that, I'm like, what's going on? She was like, I don't know what happened. All I know is just came back to the park, and all I know is she trying to fight Jaheem. So I'm like, okay. So we go up to the park. I kind of scope out the scenery. I see her on the side. She like talking to her brother. So her and her brother was twins, and they're in like the 5th grade. So in the 5th grade, you like 10. So we not too far in age, but they was tall. So it made them look even older. Matter of fact, they weren't in middle school. I mean, they weren't elementary school. They were actually in middle school. I think it was like 6th or 7th grade. Cause yeah, they weren't in elementary school. They was in middle school. Plus they was tall. 2 twins. So I scoped the scene out. I noticed she talking to her brother, and she's hostile, but the brother just like, chill, it ain't on that type of time, because we actually, like, I've never hung with the girl or nothing like that. Like I said, it's different age range, but my brother has played with her brother, like, because they used to play football and stuff like that in the neighborhood, and I was a tomboy, so I played football with them too. So the brother coming off like, I'm pretty sure it ain't, nothing crazy. It ain't worth to leave him alone. He a good kid, da-da-da-da. But she hostile. She hot. So I'm looking, and I'm like, this is a big bit, but if I got to take it to him, I'm going to do it. So, just to make sure I'm not tripping. Because she ain't do nothing. My brother's playing. I go ask him, I'm like, you good? He like, yeah, he not thinking nothing of it. He don't care. For one, Jaheem, he as a middle, y'all, I don't know if y'all know how middle children are, but they really do not give a F. I'm like, this girl's threatening to put her hands on you, and you are so nonchalant. But at the same time, he's like, as a boy, there's not much he could do. Because they were raised, you don't hit a girl. But, I'm a girl, so what's up? But anyways, so I check on him. He's like, he's good. But she just popping off at the mouth. But she didn't do nothing yet. So I'm just like, okay, it's nothing I can do until you put your hands on my brother. So I go to my dad. Like I said, he's in the front yard. Me and my cousin go up there. So I'm like, Daddy, this girl, she bigger than me, first of all. Tall as a bit. I'm like, she trying to put her hands with Jaheim. I was like, but she a big girl. I stressed that part because I'm like, this about to be like my first, it would have been like my first fight, I want to say. Yeah. It would probably been my first fight. I wasn't a fighter as a child. But, so I'm like, you know, hey, it's a big girl. He like, that's what you do. He said, go take a piece. It was some like old pieces of a gate outside. He was like, go find, no, he said it wasn't no old pieces. Well, I found an old piece of a gate, but he was like, go take a stick. And he was like, if she put her hands on you or him, take that stick and hit that bit as hard as you can. One thing about my dad, like Jaheim acts just like my dad. They do not give a F. Like, everything cool, calm, and collect. But, you know, if you come looking for a problem, them not the ones you want to run into, because they going to be ready for you either way. And then he was like, just get a stick, handle that. And if her parents come, that's when you come find me, you bring them to me, and I handle that part. So I'm like, okay, cool. Me and my cousin were saying who, so I'm like, hey, my dad said I got to take it to her, so I'm going to do it. She like, all right, bet. So we go find a stick. That's when I find a gate piece. It's probably like yay big. Y'all, I'm so glad that nothing happened, because now that I think about it, I had a big piece of gate, a yellow piece of gate, and it had a nail in it. I purposely picked the one with the nail in it. I'm like, I'm about to hit this bit. Like I said, I'm so glad. Because he just said, get a stick and hit her. He ain't add no extra da-da-da-da. So I'm like, I'm going to get this one chance. I'm going to hit this bit with this stick one time, and that's going to be the last time I hit that bit with that stick. So I'm thinking, like, as a child, you're not thinking, like, life or death or how extreme it can go. I just know I got to defend my brother. So, boom. I'm having a stick. My brother and my other cousins, they come towards me because the girl was so upset and infuriated because she went to her brother telling her brother, like, I don't know, to this day, I don't even know what transpired, but she felt some type of way towards my brother, and she wanted her brother to do something to my brother about it, but whatever it was must not have been that big of a deal, because her brother was like, no. So she got upset with her brother, so upset that she went and told her mom. Her mom is one of them, rah, 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 just like her. So she come outside, she rah, 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 rah. Then she gets on the twin brother. She like, why you ain't do nothing? Da 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 da. So then they like, all right, let's go find these kids. The lady comes, she's hollering, da 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 da. My dad's outside. I think my mom's in the house or something like that. My dad's outside. He just standing there, and the lady just talking, da 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 da. I'm standing there with the stick, like, what's up? I'm like, my daddy told me, he gave me permission. If this bit hit either one of us, it's gonna be up from here. So glad it not transpired. So the lady, she comes out, and she probably was expecting to see, like, because she was like, I want to talk to their parents, and my dad was outside. So I think that kind of shut her down when she seen it was like my dad and like two other males standing outside with him. So she was doing all that rah 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 rah, but she kept her distance, and then she just started. The mom turned it on to the son and just like, well, you should have defended your sister, da 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 da. And then he's trying to explain to his mom like it's not that deep. So thankfully, I never had to hit the girl with the stick, and I'm glad, because messing with me, I can't even blame my dad, because he just said get a stick, and I grabbed a board. He didn't tell me to grab a board. He told me to grab a stick. But I'm like, hey, this girl bigger than me. So if I get this one chance with this stick, I'm going to make it count. I don't think to this day, I don't even think my dad realized I had a piece of gate in my hand. He probably would have been like, hold on now. Don't hit her with that. Like, wait a second. But that was always my thing, though. Like, I don't know if y'all is into astrology and stuff like that, but having a Taurus moon, and then I'm not making an excuse, but naturally, even since a child, like, I go from 0 to 100 like this. But it's a build-up. So, like, I could be sitting at 0 for a long time, but it's something that keeps, it's like, it just taunting the bull, just taunting the bull, just taunting the bull. And when I finally be like, you know what, I'm sick of this, it's like I lose it all the way. So I try not to get there. because it takes a lot. It does take a lot to get me there. And when I'm there, it takes a lot to get me down. So I gotta, I try to keep it at bay. But yeah, at 8 years old, I was about to catch a case behind my brother and my dad, mess with them. So I say that to be honest and say, parents, know your children and pay attention to what you tell them and what their actions follow up behind that, because that could have went totally different. Like there was literally a nail in that board. If I would have hit that girl with that board, however which way, and that nail would have did some damage, or she could have got really hurt, or even, RIP type stuff, it's like I would have threw my whole life away behind that. Just off the fact of defending my brother, and because I'm like, I'm like, she bigger than me. But at the same time, I was raised to be like, hey, somebody put their hands on y'all, you handle that. And my brother is a boy, so if she would have put her hands on him, it's nothing, there's nothing about it. And then I was just the type where it was like, when it's behind my brothers, because I know how my brothers is, so of course I'm gonna check them. But when it's, I know, when to be like, all right, it's gotta be like, this not on my brothers, this on you. And then I know when it's like, all right, y'all, look, let's keep it at bay. But in the forefront, every time I'm gonna step behind my brothers first, and then I'm gonna ask questions later. Now that I'm older, I have calmed. Well, I've always been calm. I don't want to say I calmed down, but I wouldn't have grabbed the board at this age. You know what I mean? If a situation would have came to me like that at this age, I would have definitely not have handled that. I would have probably spoke on like, hey, like, what's going on? And I would have probably got her side, seen what happened, instead of just jumping the gun, jumping to conclusions, Because nowadays, people kill people. Even though that's what I was gonna do. But nowadays, stuff go left so fast. I mean, it's probably always been like that, but with us having access to the media and seeing stuff in real time right then and there, and people always having their phones out to capture moments and stuff like that, it's like, I'm just glad, God spared the both of us, me and her, to be honest. Because boy, that would have been a crazy situation. Now that I'm really thinking about it, looking back at it, like I can laugh at it now because nothing happened, but in hindsight, there was definitely a message in that. Like, at the end of the day, you can't tell somebody how to react to what you do to them. And even though nothing was technically done directly to me, it would have, if she would have put her hands on my brother, it would have affected somebody that I really cared about, and that would have made me feel like I had to do something. And especially because I felt like my brother wasn't in a position to defend himself. So of course, and I've always been a type where if you put me in a situation, or if I'm around someone and they can't defend themselves, I'm gonna do it every time, every single time. So yeah, lesson learned for sure from that. Like I said, I'm glad I didn't have to use that board. I'm glad I didn't use that board at all. And everything, like after the mom was like rah rah rah, and she was snapping on the son, but they ended up going home, and they literally live in like the same neighborhood as us. Me and the girl, we never really, we never crossed paths. Like, we crossed paths, but we never mingled or conversated and anything after that. But her and her brother still hung. Her two brothers that still played and hung with us. So it was just kids being kids. But I'm glad that it didn't escalate to how far it could have escalated. Like, in a split second, I could have probably threw my life away and messed over my parents. Because best believe, when the police would have came up, I would have told them exactly what happened. I would have said, my daddy told me to get a stick. I said, my daddy told me to get a stick, and that's what I grabbed. They'd have been like, sweetie, he said a stick. Baby, I'm 8 years old. I'm grabbing. He basically just told me, just grab something to defend yourself. That's how that transcribed to me. It just meant get something to defend yourself, and that's what it was. But yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Leave some comments of some situations where you were spared in the sense of almost throwing your life away. But yeah, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.